hello. Welcome. Happy Thursday to all of you. And again, those of you that are just joining in, do come in, say hello so I know you're in the chat and so that I can interact with you. Now, for those of you, hello, Nikki. So for those of you, if this is your first time inside of this community, welcome. If it's your first time on a live, welcome. So glad you're here. My name is Candace Spears. I am the host in this community. I am a mom, I am a serial entrepreneur, I am a coach to corporate women, helping them make their leap into full-time entrepreneurship so that they can take control of their ownership, time, talent, and identity, which is probably also why you are in this community, I'm guessing. So every Thursday, I'm usually here live, usually no more than about 15, 20 minutes, but I like to come on live and show up every week live just to support you on your journey, right? You want to take full control of your time, your talent, and identity. There's work that happens on the path towards entrepreneurship. So where I can inject that support, no matter how you're involved with me, I try to do it. My team as well. And you'll begin to see more of them as we go along the path here. And hello, Colleen. Speaking of team. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so this May kicks off an entirely new series. And I'm excited about this series. I'm excited about this series, and yes, I'm excited about every series, but I'm excited about this series because it's one of those things, and it's one of those topics that if you don't get it right, especially as you think about, ooh, one day I'm going to be my own boss, I have my own business, and everything is going to be my way, and nobody's going to tell me anything, and I'll have creative control, and all this other stuff. If you don't get this thing, it can slow you up, and be honest with you. It really can slow you up. And that's all about investing in you. Okay? So it's all about the 4 commandments, I'm calling them, of investing in you. So we'll do the first one today, and then we'll do the other 3 on these successive weeks. Now, before we really get started, I like to take a bit of a pulse check just to see where people are. So when it comes to investing in you, okay? When it comes to investing in you, just give me an idea of where you would place yourself, all right? So A is, I'm doing a good job. A, in fact, I'm doing amazing, all right? That's A. B is, I probably could be doing better. And C is, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm clueless. Like investing in yourself, what does that even mean? All right. So A, B, or C. A, I'm doing a great job. B, I'm not really sure. C, I'm clueless about what it even really means to invest in myself. So just give me an idea of where you place yourself. A, B, or C. Go ahead and drop that into the chat. Now, this question I'm asking you, I'll ask it to you again after we get through today's content, because I want you to reflect on what I'm about to talk about, then go ahead and just re-rate yourself a bit. So A, B, or C, go ahead and drop it in the chat. And I see Lisa's got a B, okay? So a little bit there. And for those of you that are just new joining on, the question is, when it comes to investing in yourself, A, B, or C, where do you place yourself? A, I'm doing a great job. B, I'm doing all right. C, I'm clueless. All right, so drop that in the chat. Now, and Nikki, A, yes, Nikki. Yes, Chris, A, yes. Nice job, ladies. Nice job. All right, and Lisa, we'll work on your B, no worries. All right, let's talk just a little bit about creating leverage, because today's topic and today's commandment is all about investing in you to create leverage. Investing in you to create leverage, right? Investing to create leverage. Because you can invest in things that don't necessarily give you the leverage that you need to get you where you want, if that makes sense. We can talk about a whole host of things, but that's actually part of your homework. When you think about investing to create leverage, just go ahead and drop in the chat, what's something that you could invest in broad terms? What's something that you could invest in that might create leverage? So go ahead and just drop in the chat, whatever's coming to you. And Murtis, I do see your B. I see your B. So go ahead and drop in the chat, what's something that can create leverage? Just something that can create leverage. Whatever comes to mind, one word, go ahead and drop it in the chat. And I'll give you just a piece of some things that were coming to my mind as I was making notes for today. So, of course, money creates leverage, right? So when you hear about people investing in the stock market or taking their money, loaning out their money, taking money to create money, that obviously creates leverage. Skills, right? Investing in yourself to get skills creates leverage. Creating a business of some sort that then allows you to do other things, and perhaps you bring in other people into those businesses that then again allow you to do other things. That creates leverage. And here's one that we traditionally don't think about in the sense of creating leverage. And actually, the last live in the series for May, we're going to dig into this one a little bit more. It's one you got to be careful with, but it is possible to utilize some time to create leverage. But you got to be careful with that one. And when I say that, just a quick note, if I was to spend my time, and I'm get to the ones that I see coming in the chat too. That's funny, I see them over here, I don't see them. So one of the things with time, let me just give you an idea of what this looks like. Let's say I decide to invest my time building a relationship of some sort. And that relationship, because of that relationship, it now opens doors to X, Y, Z. That would be the kind of example I would think about relative to time. So let's go to some of the things that you all have here. Knowledge and experience, right on, Murtis. Networking, absolutely. That's exactly an example of what I was talking about, Colleen. And then focus time. That's right as well. That it's a similar vein, but different way, but still, right, focusing in on something specific that's going to allow you to do something bigger. Got that, Chris. Okay, all right, so let's keep going. And let me give you, when I thought about this content and was just jotting down an outline, a bit of me was going into the assets and liabilities type lane. And I didn't really want to go here for this particular content, but you'll see some overlap. So when we talk about investing in things to create leverage, I'm going to give you a very practical example, right? And everybody knows you have to invest in yourself, you invest in skills, and you learn how to do this and you learn how to do that. But this is an attitude, especially as you travel your entrepreneurial journey, that you literally want to think about with everything, right? With everything. Here's an example. Right now, outside of my house is my old car, my Prius, my baby, my Prius, my 2007 Prius. I love her, over 200,000 miles, and she still works for the most part. And so anyway, she's sitting outside of my house over on the slab. And one of the things that I've been thinking about is just, how do I just make her, make money? Like, how do I leverage her? Because she's just sitting there. Nobody's driving her. My kids have actually been, in and out of the car. And that may sound unsafe. My kids are old enough. So they've been just in and out of the car playing with it. But because my mindset is constantly about, how do I invest in things that create leverage? I've got the me part down packed. I spend quite a few dollars investing in me for different things. But then when I think about that car sitting outside, I'm like, well, I could just get those few things fixed, go get it detailed, blah, 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 and rent it out to somebody. Put it on a hire car or something like that. It's just sitting there. So how do I have that thing invest in something, paying for whatever to get fixed or prettied up or whatever, to make it create leverage? And this is where, when I said it could be in the assets and liabilities lane, that's one of those lanes, right? How do I turn that into an asset? But this is the way that you really want to think about yourself. What are the things that I am investing in, and will they help me create leverage to create more income, right? If that's what I'm after, which most of you are after, just independent income, to create more freedom in my life, to create my ability to choose and be creative and get my thoughts in the world without worry, which generally ties back to income. So when you put on that list in yourself, how do I invest in me? The story changes a little bit. So let me ask you guys this question. I'm just going to go back to the first question again, all right? So just hearing. Oh, did I freeze for you guys? If you can hear me, drop a I hear you in the chat so that I know that you're with me. If you can hear me, just drop a hear you in the chat so that I know that you're with me. So, hoping that you all are still here with me. I'm just going to scroll down in the chat over here. All right, are you all still with me? Hear me. Perfect. All right, saw that come through. Okay, great. All right, so what I'm going to do, and we're just about done here. So here is the thing. I want to revisit that question from earlier. When I asked you about investing in yourself, remember A, be investing in yourself. Just hearing things that I've talked about, as much as you did here, again, just go ahead and rate yourself. And if you're the same, drop your same letter. If you've changed, drop whatever the change is. So this is what it is. When it comes to investing in yourself, how do you rate yourself? A, I'm doing a great job, right? A, I'm doing a great job. B, I'm doing all right. I really could do better. And C, I am clueless. I need to absolutely up my game, okay? So again, A, B, or C. We're just revisiting that question. A, B, or C, go ahead and drop it inside of the chat. So as you're doing that, here is your homework, okay? Last thing. Here is your homework before I jump off and go here. I always like to leave you, those of you that are new on the live, I like to leave you with something that you can take and act on that's going to help you on your journey. All right, so as we talked about investing in yourself, your homework is to create a leverage list. And I see the answers coming in. So Chris is at an A, Murtis is at a B, Sam is at a B, Lisa's at a B. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay. So here's what your homework looks like. And this is actually going to help you as you continually evaluate yourself. It is possible to fall off track. Sean is at a B. So when it comes to investing in yourself, here's the question that I want you to both ask yourself and write a list out for yourself. So the question is this: will this investment help me fill in the blank? When I say fill in the blank with what's that thing that you're really trying to create space and leverage for. So for most of you in this community, it's that freedom. It's that being able to be your own boss, your own creativity, put the impact in the world that you want to. So keeping that question in mind, will investing in this help me create leverage for my freedom, create leverage for being able to operate independently? Okay, that's the key question. Now, take yourself a piece of paper. Do it. It doesn't have to be tonight. I'm not peeking over your shoulder or in your bedroom or anything else, but take yourself a piece of paper and just give yourself a split. So on the left-hand side, go ahead and drop, here are the things that I'm investing in, all right? Here's what I'm investing in. So if you were to say, what am I investing in today? I don't know. Maybe it's shoes. Maybe it's trips. Maybe you are investing in your education. Maybe it's whatever it is, write it down. Maybe it's your child's education. Whatever it is, write it down on one side. And then on the other side, for each of those things, I want you to identify what leverage you are creating, okay? And if you find that you've got some things on your list that aren't creating the leverage that you want, now, there's nothing wrong with having the shoes, the bags that may not necessarily be creating the leverage that you want. But if you find yourself in a place of like complaint or in a place of lack that you don't have something to do something or go somewhere, then I would revisit that list to say, all right, what do I need to create space for so that I can create leverage for, fill in the blank. More freedom, more independence, more whatever that is, okay? If that makes sense to you, just drop a make sense for me in the chat. So I know that you got it. I know that you're there and you're aware. If it makes sense to you and what your homework is and what you're gonna do, just drop a make sense in the chat. And that really is essentially all that I have for you all today. And I'm just scrolling down here so I can see. So we're a bit delayed. So your comments come in a little later for me to see them, not in super real time. But what I want you to do, take that list, make it happen, take it to heart. There is going to be something every Thursday here for the next few lives that you're going to be able to, again, take away, build on, right? The goal is ownership of your time, talent, and your identity. So what are we planning for? All right, Lisa, makes sense. Nikki, makes sense. Yep, Sean, makes sense. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, that is all that I have for you all today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, wonderful rest of your week. I will talk to you again next week. Have a good one.